you so hard you won't see nothing. Ever, 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 ever.
Audio skulls all day.
The lyric scientist lab.
That's my circus music, like my hum, Jared. You like my humming? You don't like my singing.
Jesus.
So I hope you like my humming. And I hope all of you
I just can't. I'm trying to do something.
like my humming here on the 330th episode of the Mad Scientist Lab podcast with Jared, Lee, and RJ. And while Jared kind of tinkers with whatever he's doing over there, I wanted to start the show off by saying, first and foremost, congratulations to our buddy Paul for retiring from the Navy after 25-plus years of service. Congratulations, buddy. We love you. It was an honor to kind of celebrate with you last night and watch you get hammered while I stayed sober. I've never done that in quite some time, so I'm just
never. You're lying now.
no. I didn't mean to say it like that. It's just been a while since I've been to a bar in general. So
You're lying again.
well, Taco Rock wasn't necessarily.
Now it's not a bar.
Well, I thought it was a bar until I went there. But you didn't get free tacos either, so I'm still a little upset about that.
I told you.
They should have given you free tacos.
They should have gave me money, goddammit.
Okay, I know you would have been happy with money, but I just would think, like, hey, thanks for making everybody laugh. Here's some tacos. But, regardless.
Well, no, I will say this, and this has been my entire freaking comedy career so far. I got paid in alcohol. One of the bartenders that used to work at Dave & Buster's back in the day was working, and he gave me a shot. He was like, yeah, your jack is on me. I'm like, cool, thank you. Appreciate it. Now give me money.
Yeah, no. Well, there's levels to these things, one step at a time.
I know. I'm just ready to get to that next level.
No, that's good. The passion is there. It's there.
I haven't been writing shit lately. I've been in a fucking weird hole.
That's all right. Sometimes holes aren't necessarily bad. Maybe the hole is an isolation space in order for you to continue to grow your mind in comedy. Maybe the silence or the lack of writing right now is only manifesting deeper inside of you to write better, if that makes any sense.
I'm trying not to crunch on the fucking. I didn't realize I was eating on the mic.
That's okay. That's okay. I see you've got some cheese.
I haven't eaten yet. I fucking woke up earlier, and I was still tired, and I was like, I'm going back to sleep. And then when I texted you, that's when I was awake.
I was looking at my phone. I was like, dear God. I was like.
I tried, but I was just watching the qualifying last night and then hanging out. Yeah, I was a little tired today.
That's okay. That's okay.
And this week was kind of taxing as well, too.
It was. I will tell you, I definitely had a very busy work week overall. So I was actually couldn't wait for Friday to come either. A lot happened this week in general. The one thing I wanted to really start the show with, though, in all seriousness, is I went out like an adult, and I did my taxes this week, okay?
You went out? That's not wait, what? You paid somebody to do it.
Well, yeah. I went somewhere to do my taxes.
Jesus.
I've done my taxes before on my own, but I ain't got time for that shit. So I'm sure I do. So I went out, and in recent years, I typically do owe a little bit of money, okay? It's been a while since I've gotten money back from the government, and when I did, it was barely anything.
It's fucking so weird. It used to be fun when you used to get money back. Now they don't give you shit. And then they expect us to pay more on these. I don't want to.
Yeah, it's wild. So I dropped my taxes off, and I said, hey, I don't have an appointment. I'm in no rush. Just if you can contact me. I did the whole thing at the counter with the young lady, and she said, hey, we'll be in touch with you.
Thanks.
Yeah, so about a day or two later, I get an email from my tax rep, and they were like, Mr. Steinbacher, this, and that, and according to your, yearly, income or whatever, you owe this much federal and this much state. And I was looking at it, and I was like, dear God, this is the most money I've ever owed in my life. And I'll be honest with all of you, I make a decent living. I'm not, like, rich by any means, but I was actually, shocked. Legitimately shocked about how much money I owed the federal government.
Look, what do you claim on your Like, you claim yourself or do you claim? Is it 1 or 0?
No, it's me. Like I claim myself.
That's why you don't pay enough during the year.
And that's fine, and it makes a ton of sense, logically. But I was just looking at it, and I was like, "Damn, man,
I'm gonna go
sucks."
exempt this year. Fuck that.
Yeah, you could be like a member of the UN or
Well,
something like that.
I can write off some things because I work from home, so I write off like fucking internet, electricity, shit like that.
Oh, dude, but that's good. That's good that you're able to do that and apply that, for your benefit. But I was just disappointed. I don't know. I didn't think I was going to get any money back. We can all hope. But regardless, I left. I got the email before I went to work. So I'm driving to work and I'm sitting there thinking, man, this really does suck. Just doing taxes yearly. You go to work, you bust your ass, for whatever. Living is already expensive. I know we can all talk about that for probably hours on end. And then you finally get to potentially the good part of, tax season. It's like, oh, maybe I'll get a little bit of something. It's like, no, not only do you owe the federal government, you owe the state, and then you got to pay the person who's doing your taxes, and then you got to go back to work to make back the money that you gave to the federal government only to do it again the following year. It's just fucking dumb.
Well, if they stop fucking spending so much goddamn money, then we wouldn't fucking do that. But that's what it is. Like, that's why you're paying. I guarantee you're paying more because of that fucking big, beautiful, dumb shit.
It's possible. I'm not gonna, and I'm not a tax
And they're asking
expert.
for more money for fucking ice. Like, what the fuck are we talking about?
Like, I'm not a financial expert, but in any capacity, I try to save my money when I can, and be very. I try not to be overly frivolous with it unless I'm.
We shouldn't have to be like this.
No, and again, this was a part of my thought process driving to work, thinking like, man, why the fuck is this like this? You know
why?
In general, no, just in general, the whole idea of it just sucks and it stinks. And I'm sorry if all of you out there, we all have to do our taxes. And I was telling Jared before the show started, you don't necessarily have to pay your taxes because the IRS is like the mob. You don't have to pay them, but something bad may happen to you. So just go ahead and pay them.
He was so proud of that, guys.
I was.
He was so proud of that joke.
I wouldn't even say it's a joke.
Well, yeah.
I think it's kind of a reality.
Your quip.
There. A quip is. I like that. Quips are cool. Quips are cool. But I just thought, cool quip. That should be the name of the podcast. Cool quip.
I'm not gonna remember that.
It's all right. Maybe I will. But no, just in general, like I know everybody's got to do their taxes. So if you get money back, please put it towards something that you really want because you deserve that fucking money. Okay, we all do. And I just wanted to rant about taxes and tax season because it's dumb.
Ain't nobody getting no taxes back, brother.
Put it this way: if you do get money back,
unless you're a fucking corporation, then you'll get money back. So they're gonna write off fucking everything, and then not pay taxes on the fucking energy they use for these fucking data centers. This shit is insane, bro.
And so I was talking to a couple of my coworkers about it, and some of them do have children, and they were like, hey, man, even with a home and kids, we still owe in this, and it's not like how it was years ago when, if you had kids, you definitely get something back or whatever the case may be. And so it was just a very, what is the word I am looking for? It was just a very, I don't want to say eye-opening because we all do taxes yearly. It just kind of set the tone for the day. It's like, this is not cool. I got to make this money back so I can pay it back next year. I was like, got to figure something out, how to get super rich. And then I was like, oh, they're just going to tax that shit too. So it looks like we're just stuck in this endless cycle.
No, you have to do it like they do it. Once you get to, because what they do is they borrow off of like life insurance. Like they borrow money and then they pay it back into the life insurance.
Yeah, I guess.
That's one way they do it. So and you don't pay taxes on debt. So like, that's why they're never really paying taxes because they're fucking not making an income per se. They're always in debt. That's the other reason part of the economy is so fucked up because there's so much debt.
Yeah,
that these motherfuckers aren't technically paying back into the system. It's just like a loophole that they're fucking using and making the working class people pay all the fucking shit.
Yeah, it just stinks, dude. Taxes stink, and I'm gonna leave that at that. So do the right thing, go do your taxes, and if you do get some money back, congratulations. We are genuinely happy for you. I am. I know I am, and whatnot. And you know what happened yesterday, Jared? You know, speaking of taxes and having a lot of money, you know who's got a lot of money? Tiger Woods, right?
Yeah.
Tiger Woods has a shitload of money. All right, he's arguably the most famous golfer, best golfer of all time.
Probably the most famous golfer.
And
I don't know about best. Yeah.
I will say this: I don't know golf well enough to know anybody other than Tiger Woods and then like Happy Gilmore. And I know that.
Well, that's the thing. Well, Happy Gilmore's not really a fucking golfer. But yeah, Tiger is probably the most recognizable golfer in the world.
And that's,
even people who don't pay attention to golf and hate golf, they know who Tiger Woods is.
yeah, no, and same. I don't hate golf.
I'm not saying you,
No, I got
but I'm
you,
just saying people who like would not pay attention to it, won't fucking watch it on TV, don't fucking care about it, never been on a golf course, would still know who Tiger Woods is. Maybe Arnold Palmer just because of the fucking drink. But other than that, I don't think they would know anybody else.
Yeah. So Tiger Woods, unfortunately, to his own doing, was in another, I guess, car accident
He likes them SUVs, man.
and got another DUI.
I don't know about another.
Well, no, there's suspicion he was under the influence, so nobody knows.
Yeah, but
what he
I'm
was-
saying I don't know if it was another. He never got one before. He just always gets in trouble in cars.
Oh, I see. I would think. So that goes to my point of having a lot of money. You would think a guy, and me and Jared were kind of talking about this before the show started, is Jared was like, hey, man, you know, if you want to get fucked up, that's cool. You know, whatever the case may be. Just don't drive. And you would think a guy with as much money as he does would, at some point in time, especially after previous incidents and run-ins with the law, would eventually be like, hey, you know what?
No.
Buy a
They're
chauffeur
not
or
all
something.
run-ins with the law. Like one of them, I don't even think that accident was his fault, where he broke his legs.
Okay.
So there was that one. I don't think he was under the influence. And then it was the one where apparently his ex-wife or whatever like smashed in the windows with golf clubs or some shit.
Yeah, I do remember
But
this
then
vaguely.
I heard that wasn't a real thing. That was like a made-up thing.
Can we look into the life of Tiger Woods here on Google, just so I can get some of my facts straight, because I don't want to like misspeak on anything. Because Tiger Woods is definitely somebody people look up to, especially young golfers. There are people out there that aspire to be a great golfer one day like Tiger Woods and win a Masters and, you know, the whole nine and all that good stuff. But history of car accidents. Let's see. Tiger Woods has a long history. Okay, so here, this is the most recent one, obviously the one that just happened this past week.
I'm looking for, it says the history of it.
But I'm just going to vaguely read some of this off for you
Jupiter. I know exactly where Jupiter is.
The Jupiter. Oh, Jared's still scrolling.
Yeah, I didn't say read anything.
Okay,
yet.
so
here we go. So 2009.
He hits a fire hydrant. So on November 27th, 2009, Woods crashed his SUV into a fire hydrant in a tree outside of his home near Orlando, Florida at 2:30 in the morning. The Florida Highway Patrol responded to the incident and found Woods with lacerations on his face. His wife at the time was at the scene helping Woods. She told officers she used a golf club to break the vehicle's window to help Woods out of the car. Okay, so maybe that's kind of what
but in the news it was made out to be like he got caught cheating and
she kind of like attacked.
she was attacking him.
Okay,
But that's what actually happened.
all right, so Woods was found to be at fault in the incident, but did not face charges beyond a traffic citation for careless driving. According to the Florida Highway Patrol, the crash occurred 2 days after a tabloid first published reports of Woods' infidelity. Okay, all right, here we go. After the crash, more reports followed, which Woods ultimately publicly apologized for. He subsequently took an extended break from professional golf and was divorced in 2010. It was the first public fall from grace for Woods, who had won 14 major championships
Okay,
from 97 to 08.
We get it. So then, okay, yeah. So then, 2017 is the other one we're talking about. This is where I think he broke his legs.
So on May 29, 2017, Woods was arrested in Jupiter, Florida, on suspicion of driving under the influence. Police found him asleep in his black Mercedes at 3 a.m. Stopped in the right lane. The engine of Woods' car was still running. Woods ultimately pleaded guilty to reckless driving, but explained that the incident was due to an unexpected reaction to multiple prescription drugs in his system at once, including Vicodin. I can't pronounce the second one. Dilaudid, Xanax, Ambien, and THC. Oh, those aren't prescription drugs. Some of them are.
Well, all of them except for the THC. Well, it could be
medicinal
yeah.
In that regards. Oh man, dude, he fucked up.
His breathalyzer test showed he was negative, so he's just on drugs. Apparently, he is in a lot of pain all the time. Like his back issues and probably knee issues. 2021. Oh, okay. This is the one I was thinking about. Life-threatening car crash.
So in February 23, 2021, Woods was speeding on a winding road near Los Angeles at more than 80 miles per hour when he crashed his Genesis SUV.
What I told you, he loves them SUVs.
Oh man, dude, maybe he just needs like a Fiat or something. In a near fatal single car crash, he was headed to a does that say content photo shoot just 3 months removed from his latest back surgery. Okay, and then
so he's probably on fucking, like he said, Vicodin and shit.
Aerial video of the crash scene showed Woods crossed over a median. The vehicle struck a tree, and it was sent into the air, landing in a brush nearby. Man, I'll tell you, man, Tiger Woods definitely has an angel somewhere. Los Angeles County Sheriff Alex Villanueva said that there were no signs of impairment. Oh, wow, and Woods was wearing his seatbelt. Investigators said that they believe Woods accidentally stepped on the accelerator when he meant to press the brake pedal.
This man is just, you know what?
He needs somebody to drive him around.
All right, we get it. We don't have to read the whole damn article. But here's the thing. This is how you know. And people are going to be mad that I say this, but stereotypes are stereotypes. That's how you know he's half Korean.
Jesus.
He can't fucking drive.
You know what's crazy, Jared?
What? You were thinking the same thing.
Well, no, I wasn't thinking the same thing, but you know, in a fucked up world, that is
he's Asian. They're not known to be the greatest of drivers. Normal people, like there are some great Asian drivers. That I'm not being racist. I'm just telling the story. Well, usually when someone's got driving slow in front of you in traffic, you pull up. It's either a woman or an Asian. It is what it is.
You know,
or an old person.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you. After a certain age, old people do not need to be behind the wheel.
I agree.
In any capacity.
Although when I was younger, I get it now that I'm getting older, and I'm seeing people like around me not able to drive anymore. When I was younger, I was like, no, I never want to give up. And it's the thing. It's like I was just talking about this last night. People don't want to give up their. Driving is yes, it's a privilege, but it's one of those things. I don't know how to explain it.
It's a part of
It's
everyday
like your
life.
first time of like freedom. I guess I don't.
Well, yeah, no. First, getting your driver's license or even your permit, and we've talked about that on this show before. You know, getting your permit. It is kind of your first sense of adulthood and freedom. To a degree, for I would think, and this is going to vary. That not everybody's going to agree with this, but it's like, hey, you grow up in say you have like the normal life. You know, your mom, your dad. You go to school. You get to that point in high school. It's like, son or daughter, it's time to learn how to drive. That's that first real grown up act of grown upness.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, I'm going to get to drive a car. You know, I don't have to ride around. I can go where I want. Yeah.
See, and then as I say that. Well, as we're talking about it, I should say, I think about people like when I was in the military, I think about people from like New York, and they were like, yeah, I never had my driver's license. And they don't need it. You know what I'm saying? They got public transportation that's pretty good, or they'll walk. They don't really go that far outside of their own neighborhoods because everything they need is right there.
Yeah.
But the thing, like one guy I knew, he never had a driver's license, and yeah, we were in our early 20s, I guess, late teens, early 20s, and so I guess that's not that bad. But like around here, as soon as you turn, what is it, 15 and 9 months, like you're ready to get that permit. Like,
Oh
that's
yeah,
that's
we
a
were.
thing.
Yeah, we were on it, man.
But in New York, they're not even thinking about that shit. So like when he finally got his license, like bro, all we did was drive we're all over Southern California. Like we'd be going to the same places, but we'd be, well, I'm in the car, so I got fucking exhaust intake, all that shit on my car, and he started doing the same shit. So it like we would just, and it was a couple other buddies. We all had like fucking, that was the import time, like Fast and the Furious, before Fast and the Furious, by the way. So like even though we were going to the same places and going back to the same base, we're all still driving our car to wherever we're going, because like that was the thing.
It's a good feeling too, and I'll give you a good example. Along with yours, is when I finally got my permit. My first job was at McDonald's. Down here in Gunston Plaza.
We know. We don't need you to tell exactly where it was.
But what I was going to say is, we used to walk that path to work every day after school. It'd probably take us maybe 20 minutes or so to get down the hill. But I remember the first time we were able to hop in my buddy's car, and when we all had our permits, and we would just drive down the hill, get down there in 2 minutes. We were just like, yeah, we're driving to work, man. Like, it was a good fucking feeling. It's like, hey, you know where we're going to drive after this? We're going to go drive to this guy's house to hang out for a little bit, and then we're going to drive home like normal, grown kind of teenage adults.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's just a good feeling, and I think that's why I feel it's good for young people to do that. I know, but depending on where you live, it's gonna, like Jared's saying, like in New York, I probably wouldn't think about it either. I mean, you walk everywhere, you take the subway, a cab.
But the thing with the Tiger Woods shit is, like, at some point, brother, you've got to, like, just stop driving. Like, again, back to what we said. You have enough money to hire a driver. Have a driver fucking drive you. I know you don't want to fucking, now he's going to have to give up his fucking license.
Yeah, 100%.
Guarantee for a few years. And I think he was trying to come back to, oh my God, now I just realized something. Fucking, I don't know if this was a recent one. It's not a tweet. It's a fucking truth or truth. It's not a truth. True Social fucking rant that the president put on. He talking about, oh, Tiger Woods, he was on his way back. He's a great golfer. It's like, all right, bro, we get it. Slob on his knob a little more. But clearly this guy has a problem. What? I don't know. There's just a lot of shit going on that I do not understand. And I think at fucking my age, I should be understanding half of this shit by now.
Well, and you were saying he is in potentially a lot of pain, like his back and stuff. It's very possible he has a problem, and he clearly has a problem.
Yeah.
So he does need to get the appropriate help, because at the end of the day,
the thing is, people that's the issue with being rich. If you have enough money, you can pay for all your problems to go away. And that's what these people do. And then, so there's never any consequences for them. Therefore, they think they can just get away with doing whatever they want. And I don't mean just like Tiger Woods. I mean all the way up to the fucking White House type shit.
Yeah, well, with any type of celebrity status, whether it's political or a movie star or some level of entertainer, I would think those people, after a certain point in time when they get comfortable being famous,
I wouldn't necessarily say it's all like actors. Celebrities, those people had to work their way. They went through some struggle at one point. Maybe not a child actor or whatever, but they're gonna go through the struggles later. I'm just saying, like, people who have never had to go through any real hardship.
Yeah.
And just everything is just easy for them.
Oh man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I also think, before you showed up to the party last night, we were actually having a conversation very similar to this. Is like, hey, most rich people kind of want to live like normal people, and then normal people want to live like rich people.
I wouldn't go that far. I would say, because trust me, rich people don't want to live like normal people.
No, I'm not.
Famous people want to live like normal people, but normal people want to be famous. I would say that.
Okay, I think that's more. That's more fair in this argument, or not argument, but this just general statement and consistency. But no, I would think, but I wouldn't want that, to be honest with you. Like, we think we want that, but we really don't, because I'm telling you, like,
I want to be rich without being famous.
Oh yeah, that's
a
fine.
crazy fucking thing to say.
No. I want that. What I was referring to was the idea of, just having everything easy. Like, as sweet as it sounds, certain things, yeah, of course. But in general, you don't develop as a person that way. And I know that's going to be like, oh, you don't want this, and that. Like, I do. But if I don't have a concept of what a dollar is or the value of a dollar, then that's going to be a problem for me later in my life. I would rather learn at a younger age, like, hey, this is the value of a dollar, than not know what it is at all.
But that's what I was saying about celebrities. Like, those people had to work, whether it be going through fucking film school or theater school. They still had to work, and they still had to, like, audition for jobs. They still had to scrimp and save. Comedians the same way. Like, most comedians are broke as shit until they fucking finally break that ceiling.
Yeah.
But it's fucking Bobby B. We were talking at the gym, and he was telling somebody, he was like, yeah, Jared's getting pretty famous. I'm like, what? Motherfucker, I got 500 followers on fucking Instagram. I am nowhere near fucking famous.
That's a few people though. Hey, brother, you got to take every.
No, I get it. I know what you're saying. But, like, I don't feel there's no way that I'm famous in any regard. Like, I don't feel that way.
Well, put it this way, maybe you'll never feel that way. What if you were famous and it never hit you? Like, in that sense.
Well, that I'd be down with. Like, I've never. That means that people are treating me like a normal person, like we're saying. I don't know. There has been a few times though, like, people would come up to me and, like, expecting me to be a certain way, just because I'm a clown on stage. I'm not a clown all the time. You know what I'm saying? I'm fucking a regular person. That reminds me. I don't know if I told you, like, when I was on the way to Orlando, earlier this month, I saw Aries Spears in the fucking airport. I don't know if I said that.
No, not at all.
Yeah, so he had some shows in DC at the Improv that weekend, and this was early Monday morning, and I walk into the airport, and fucking lo and behold, there's fucking Aries Spears.
Oh shit!
Just walking around, and I didn't go up to him and say anything, because it's like, I know how I feel early morning going to the airport. I don't want to be there, because that whole fucking shit is a shit show anyway. And he looked like he wasn't having a very good morning anyway. So I was like, nah, I'm gonna leave him alone.
Yeah.
But I would, of course, I want a picture with fucking Aries Spears, but I was just like, nah, I will just keep it moving.
Yeah.
Get on my plane and fucking roll out. But he's, like you were saying, normal. Of course, he's got the clear shit, so he went straight through. He went through the fucking TSA like everybody else, and he just, I don't know, it was. And it was funny because, like you were saying, like, if you never know that you're famous, obviously he knows he's famous, but nobody really paid attention to I don't even know if anybody knew if it was him or not, when they were just doing the same thing that I did. But, like, it'd be weird. Like, this man was on Mad TV. He's been doing comedy for fucking stand-up for fucking, I don't know, probably 30 years now.
Yeah, he's been doing it a long time, dude. The Mad TV. I remember when Mad TV was good, or just like those shows.
The first couple seasons, it was good.
And I was a fan of even some of the later talk show hosts. I haven't watched a talk show, like a late night talk show, in a long ass time, so I don't really like have an argument there. But I was a fan of David Letterman. I did like Jay Leno. I
was more of a Conan fan. I would watch Leno only because my grandparents would watch.
Conan O'Brien is hilarious, by the way.
Yeah, they would watch the late night when Johnny Carson was on.
Yeah, and so I didn't have the privilege of watching Johnny Carson, obviously.
I barely remember stuff, but and sometimes I'll go back and watch like old interviews. Like I come across like Rodney Dangerfield interviews.
Oh, that's
him,
pretty cool, dude.
And I'll watch them, and I'm like, damn, man, this was just late night. This was like that was the shit, and that show. Being a comedian and going on that show, and then getting invited to the couch was like the way that you became a big time comedian.
Yeah, no, I do remember. And I think one of the reasons I watched Leno and Letterman is because
For the
late
comedy,
night,
yeah.
Well, the comedy and it's late night TV. It was kind of the thing to watch.
Yeah.
And I was just kind of reading a bunch of random shit throughout the week, and you know, a lot of the late night hosts have been coming up in recent months with their quibbles with the administration and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, because this administration they have a thing against free speech. If they don't like what they're fucking hearing, then it's fucking bad.
No, well, that's fine. I don't care about that. I was more so thinking, I was like, so why haven't I never really watched any of these guys? I'll be honest, I'm not a huge Jimmy Fallon guy.
Well,
in general.
I'll tell you why. Because there's a plethora of other choices.
Yeah, and so that's what I was going to get at. It's
Yeah.
like, I thought about it. I was like, man, I used to like stay up late for these
But
shows.
you don't even watch regular television anymore.
Not
Like
necess-
actual fucking turn it, like, and the only reason you probably still do is because your mom watches it.
Yeah, and well, and the only regular thing I really do watch on regular TV is sports for the most part. For the most part, Jared.
Okay. What else do you usually watch on regular TV?
Regular television.
You can say
Jared.
it.
It's all right.
Look, hey,
Watch
to
various
each their
outlets
own.
of media.
To each their own.
Various outlets of media I consume.
Speaking of various outlets of media, we're talking about how actually the landscape of television and comedy has changed throughout the years. There's a big thing that happened this week that I knew as soon as it popped up on my timeline. I was like, oh, they're going to be mad about this shit.
I wanted to talk about that. I did want to talk about that. What Jared is referring to is Drewski's skit. For those who Drewski is a big social media influencer / comedian. Does skits.
He's the top guy. Not sorry to cut you off. He's the top guy right now for that genre of comedy.
Yeah,
that's what I would say.
And there's a few things I want to say about this. Is that I don't really like watch his stuff or anything like that.
Well, I say that, but there's a couple of streamers. They live in the same area and they kind of came up in the RP world together. So they'll do like React Saturdays or whatever. And Drewski has this show where he's like trying to find love. It's like one of those. It's kind of like
I've seen snippets and stuff of this stuff.
Yo,
yeah.
I don't. At first, I was like, this guy. I don't really fuck with him. You know why? Because I'm not a big fan of Kai Cenat, and a lot of people will be like, oh, hating on a young black man getting money. No, it's just I don't really fuck with streamers because a lot of them do shit just for views.
That's fair. I mean, that's a fair way of like,
and
doesn't seem genuine.
That's or they'll just say wild shit and think it's okay. On Kick, trust me, Kick is the wild west of streaming right now. But it's just that's why I really wasn't fucking with Drewski at first, and then it was the whole internet comedian thing. But I've had to, as I've progressed in comedy, I've had to be like, all right, well, comedy is still comedy. There was, like, let's put it this way. Conan O'Brien is not really a stand-up comedian, but he's still a comedian.
Yeah.
He just happened to be good at hosting, and
he was a writer for The Simpsons, too.
He was also a writer for SNL for a long time.
Yeah, so
that's how him and Deion Cole came together because Deion Cole was also a writer for SNL at one point, too. But so anyway, what was I saying? I was saying I wasn't a fan of him before. Oh, but then that fucking dating show is fucking hilarious. You have to watch it. Like,
Okay, all right, I got
the second season just came out, and that shit is insane. It's like Flavor of Love, but on steroids. Remember Flavor of Love?
I don't think anybody will ever forget that.
Well, let's put it this way: this shit is that on steroids.
Oh my god, dude!
Yeah.
That's saying a lot.
It's
Because
like
Flavor Flav is definitely a character in general.
Yeah, it's like Bad Girls Club and Flavor of Love mixed together.
All right, I'll be honest with you. I typically try to steer away from this type of
Me too,
television.
And I don't even want it in my algorithm. That's why I watch it when they watch it.
All right.
But I wanted, because I was out of town, so I missed the react when they watched the next couple episodes. So I'm like behind, and I really don't want it in my algorithm, but I just want to see how it turns out.
So back to the skit. So Drewski puts out this skit of how conservative women act. All right.
Yeah.
I thought it was relatively funny. I wasn't like laughing out loud. I thought I saw the humor in it and everything, and I was like, all right, cool. But like you, the moment I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be a problem, right? Like it is. I just knew it.
Yeah. But it's comedy, bro. The comedy is there to push the boundaries of I don't want to say free speech, but it's there to push the boundaries.
Well, and I also think
and to make light of serious situations.
Yeah, and to be like, hey, you know, this is serious, but it's not that serious.
Yeah.
Let's sometimes you got to poke fun at yourself. You know what I mean? In order, you can't be like a fucking douchebag blowhard all the time.
But
you know
it's
what
just
I mean?
weird. The people who are upset before would be calling everybody that would be upset about something else snowflakes. It's like, now who's this fucking snowflake?
Yeah, and I don't know too. I actually a majority of people I know, even some of the people I know at work that are I wouldn't even call them MAGA, but they voted for Donald Trump.
Mm-hmm.
They found it funny, so it's a joke. But obviously, now I know he said it wasn't geared towards Erica Kirk, but his whole dress up in ensemble, it definitely was a kind of an image of her.
Here's what I'll say. Yes and no. When I first saw it, and I read the title, I was like, all right, boom. I saw a lot of them. I saw, yes, that particular part where, no, I saw Caroline Levette, whatever the fucking name is. I saw Pam Bondi, and I saw Erica Kirk. I saw all of them. Blonde hair, blue eye, fucking, for lack of a better word, bitchy. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's.
Yeah, no. I got you.
But I, for them to hone in on just her, yeah, okay, yeah. He looked. It's not my fault. He looks like her.
And I will say this, and the one thing that I was reading quite a bit is whoever his makeup artist is.
Oh yeah, a lot of people were saying.
Yeah, does regardless of what skit, but apparently does a very good job overall. So I think that's really cool because I was like, damn.
And mind you, he also made fun of like black church. What was it? Like the ones that make the money, like Creflo Dollar and all them. That skit before that was those people were mad too because they were talking about them. But like, yo, these are like I was saying earlier. These are things that are common. There's a reason why certain groups of people have stereotypes. If a stereotype is true, how do I say this? Let's say, okay, we talked about before how like the whole thing where black people like watermelon comes from. It's because they they sold watermelons after slavery to make money, and so it's like, oh, look, they're eating watermelon, blah, blah, blah. Shit, you go on the fucking street in the summertime now, you'll still see black people selling watermelon. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like that's just where that comes from. And the whole and her being upset about, oh, if I did blackface, that would be wrong, blah, blah, blah. Like, bitch, there was a whole entire time when comedy, we're still talking about comedy, when comedy was minstrel shit. White people putting on blackface and fucking just making black people look dumb, lazy, all that shit. And then for them to get actual roles in movies or in shows, they would still have to be playing that same potential thing, but it would be black people playing those lazy, dumb roles, which still is perpetuated throughout the minds of people today, thinking that that's what it. Oh, they're lazy. They don't want to work hard enough. Mind you, we have to work harder than a lot of other people just because of all the systems that are in place. You know what I'm saying? So, like, quit being snowflakes, motherfuckers. Like, get over it.
Yeah, it's a comedy skit at the end of the day. And I agree with you. The moment I saw it, I was like, oh, there's going to be some backlash. Yeah. The one thing I will say, it has not made its way to, like, certain media outlets that I absorb in the
really.
It has not been on there in any capacity. They haven't been saying, oh, cancel this guy or nothing like that. It has not been on.
Because I don't know.
Well, because they might find it funny too, for all we know.
Yeah.
So remember, a lot of the people that are angry, we are reading a lot of keyboard warrior comments.
Yeah, and it could be bots too.
They could be bots. They could be this. I would think. I truly think this. Sometimes I really think 10% of people make 90% of the noise. If that makes any sense. So it's probably
on the internet for sure.
It's probably a select few, obviously, that are outraged, and it's obviously being amplified because social media is a dark pit and a void.
Look, I'll look. Here's how fucking hardcore this shit went. I remember when he first posted it on his IG, the comments from the amount of fucking famous comedians was crazy. I'm like, you know, like, you don't really see. I guess that's the place where everybody's at now. But you don't see, like, major celebrities, like, commenting on posts. No. But I saw fucking Jamie Foxx. I saw Deion Cole. I saw fucking, bro, everybody. And all you saw was, like, little laugh emojis from everybody. And I of course, I had to put my little 2 cents. I'm like, look, they're like, this is funny as shit, but they're going to be mad about this one.
Yeah, and so it's just one of those things where it's a joke at the end of the day. It's a joke. You can't take it too serious.
And it's not the first time he's done whiteface.
No, it's not.
He did the NASCAR thing.
Yeah, the NASCAR thing. That one, I have seen that one. That one is pretty funny. So yeah, no, it doesn't bother me. It shouldn't bother you. If it does, then do some soul searching. Yeah,
it's just, and if you don't like
even
it, if you don't like it, it's comedy. You can choose. And everybody has their own opinions on what's funny and what's not funny. Fine, you didn't find it funny, you don't have to watch it.
I'll tell you this. This might be an unpopular opinion, but I don't think White Chicks is like all that funny of a movie.
You know what's ironic? You know what's ironic about that? I wasn't really a huge fan of it either. But you know what's ironic about that shit is apparently white women have come up to them and say, "Oh my God, this is one of my favorite movies. I love it." Blah blah blah. So like, apparently it's
got a cult following.
Yeah.
No, and I don't. It's got its funny parts. I understand the humor behind it, but it's nothing that makes me like laugh out loud.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It's
I don't think it was necessarily for us. But I'll say this. I wasn't a huge fan of Don't Be a Menace While Drinking Your Juice in the Hood either. Like I don't like. I don't know. Maybe I've grown a little bit more, but I don't. Even when it came out, I was like, this is a little too slapsticky for me. I'm not. I like more smart comedy.
Yeah,
and I feel like that's a little slapsticky. Now, Scary Movie, I feel was funny. That I did like that one.
Well, the original Scary Movie definitely pushed boundaries.
Yeah. I'm ready for this new one. This one looks like they're gonna be mad too.
Yeah. So, no, I just remember when the original came out.
Same thing with Tropic Thunder. Tropic Thunder pushed boundaries too.
It did, and I'm gonna be honest with you. When I saw that movie the first time, I liked it. I didn't love it. I actually had to watch that again.
Same here.
To really.
And I watched it years later before I kind of appreciated it for what it was.
Because I wasn't really all sold on the whole Simple Jack thing, and then when I saw
Well,
it again,
that's what I'm saying.
and I was like, oh my god,
That's pushing boundaries.
Yeah.
Like now you can't even say the R word.
No, you can't.
Oh, you can. I think it's kind of come back, but whatever. But yeah, it was just that one. And again, I wasn't a huge fan of Robert Downey Jr. the first time I saw it. I was like, oh, what the fuck is this shit? You know what I'm saying? Here we go with this shit again. But he played it like he didn't do it injustice. He didn't play like a silly fucking like I said, lazy fucking.
No, he was the man.
Yeah.
He wanted to be the man, and he was the
Yeah.
man. And when he took his fucking contacts out and his eyes were blue, he's like, "Oh my god!" yeah, like, just like having that revelation and shit. No, but let me ask you this, and I can remember maybe vague, very. Do you remember if there was like a mass outcry about him in that role when it initially launched?
Some pockets, I think, but you gotta remember, shit wasn't reverberating through the internet like it does now.
Yeah, no, and I was gonna say it now.
No,
let me
but
ask you
again,
this.
I will say this: from my take, I refused to watch the movie for a while because of that. But I had to watch it, and again, the first time I didn't really get it, and then a couple years later, I watched it again, and I'm like, all right, this is funny. But like you said, the Simple Jack shit, I was like, all right, this is like you could not do that movie today.
No, you couldn't,
Yeah.
and you couldn't. Well, we'll see what happens with Scary Movie 6, but
Well, yeah.
But when the first one came out, I just remember all the hype around it, and I just remember how risque it was, and the jokes were really dirty and all that shit. It wasn't your traditional family comedy. Like, this is something that the grown-ups kind of watch.
Well, that actually made me think when we were talking just earlier, a little bit earlier, because I was thinking about comedies growing up. Like you had the National Lampoons, like
Some of the best, man.
Yeah, but everything. Yeah, there wasn't any like. What is that? Satire, I guess, right? Or parody. Those are a parody comedy. There wasn't really any parody comedies that I can recall growing up. Everything was like an actual story, like Coming to America,
Dumb and Dumber.
Dumb and Dumb. Yeah, that's not really a parody though. That's
not
two
a parody.
dumbass dudes.
Yeah. Well, no, I was just.
No, even Ace Ventura.
Dude.
Like that wasn't
Pet Detective.
That wasn't necessary. Those were stories that were written. I mean, obviously, Scary Movie is a story that was written, and there's a beginning, middle, and end.
But they were their own original ideas. They weren't ideas taken together and put together in one giant story.
So I guess they've always done that. The Wayans brothers, the Wayans family, even in Living Color, it was similar. It's like I guess Scary Movie is like a bunch of skits put into one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it. But I just remember watching it for the first time with my dad, and he was, by the time we were done watching it, he was like, holy shit.
Yeah,
he was like,
was that?
Yeah, what was that? And, oh man, that movie's just got way too many funny parts in it. When like he takes her panties off and like the bush grows and he pulls out the fucking the chainsaw.
Take my strong hand.
Oh my god, dude! The second one.
No, this is stronger.
Dude, the second one at the beginning when the priest is taking a shit, release this demon.
Oh god.
Yeah, release this demon inside of me. And I was like, what's happening? And he's just like, "Brr." And I was just like, oh my god. I remember just legitimately, I saw that one in the theaters. I remember laughing out loud at that part because who doesn't like a good fart joke, right?
I think fart jokes are kind of hacky.
They are, but I was probably 12 or 13 when the second one came out. So it was funny at the time. And if I were to watch it today, I'd probably still chuckle at it. Probably. Because I wasn't expecting that to happen. Like, because it's only showing the silhouette at the side of his head. Like he's in a pew, or he's like confession or something. Yeah, and he's taking a shit.
Yeah, that's how you know RJ hasn't been to church in a long time.
Yeah, I call it a confessional pew. Jesus. Well, he's sitting on.
There's pews there, but they're not. That's not where they were at.
My bad.
Wasn't that Vince Vaughn?
What in No, that was
Wait, who
that was
what?
James Woods actually sitting
Oh,
in that.
that
yeah,
fucking guy. Oh my God,
as funny as that was James Woods.
bro, that guy. He's MAGA and a half.
Yeah. Some people really do take it too far. Like, and it's like, all right, man. Like, I understand being like believing in certain things, but the one thing I always want to remind folks is that like when you vote for somebody, no matter who you vote for, I think it's important that you remember you should try to vote for policies, not popularity.
Oh no, well that's what they voted for. They voted for popularity. That's populist. He's a populist candidate.
And
And you know who else was? Adolf Hitler.
Well, wouldn't every president before then be popular in that
No
respect?
people got voted for their policies.
Yeah, I understand that, but like if you win the popular vote, like in a previous
okay,
election,
let's put it this way. Okay, Reagan was probably a populist too.
didn't he win like? Well, yeah, he won like 49 states or something like that, right?
Something like that. But he was an actor before, so like that's where it comes from.
That's fair.
He already had a following. Same thing with Trump. He already had a following. People grew up watching fucking The Apprentice and all his antics.
I never really
during
watched
the
that
80s
show.
and 90s. I watched it when it first came. I will be 100% honest. There was a time when I thought, because you think it's the American dream, especially growing up. Like someone like, oh, he's this rich guy. He just lives how he wants to live. So there was a time when Donald Trump was popular. You know what I'm saying? Like especially in the late 80s, early 90s. And then I don't know. As I got older and just realized, oh, this guy's a fucking slumlord. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then he's taking out full page ads trying to get kids thrown in jail for something that they didn't actually do. Like, I don't know. It was just over time you learn things about people, and it's like, oh, okay, maybe he's not such a great person. But again, there's a group of people who love his popularity, and they're gonna ride or die for him just because they're fans of him. You know what I'm saying? So that's the scary part of him even becoming president.
Well, I would still think in any capacity, whether that people have a following or not, I think when some folks vote, not everybody. And
That's what I'm saying. There are diehard fucking Trump fans out there.
And so, like, I just want people to remember, if you vote for somebody, right, for whatever reason, because you like their personality or you think they have a better policy, you just always have to just be level-headed with it. These politicians don't know you, and they're not.
Nor do they care about you. They're just going to tell you whatever they want just to get the fucking vote.
So they're not impervious to criticism. Okay, so like even if somebody voted for Donald Trump and they were like, "Hey, this, and that," Tron was on here and he was like, "Hey, I voted for him and we know how."
Of course, we know he voted for him. This man came on here wearing Trump shit.
Yeah, well, I know, but my point is he was like, "Hey, I don't like everything he does, and we need just generally more people, like that."
But I agree. Like you have to have, you can't be totally fucking blind loyalty.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not healthy.
Yeah,
it's not good for. That's when it's like cultish and shit like that.
And yeah. Well, we know that.
And it's just fucking wild. I don't know. It stinks.
And then there's gonna be people just because they're gonna go that way as hard as they can, just because they really dislike the opposite of what they are.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And it's like, oh, you're just we see what you're doing. You're just trying to see. You think you're the Joker from fucking. What's that fucking second one called?
The Dark Knight.
Yeah, The Dark Knight. You think you're the Joker. You want to see the world burn, but you don't have. You think you have more power than you have.
It's funny you say that. It reminds me of like all those middle-aged guys posting like the Heath Ledger like quotes or with the Joker photo or like the lone wolf.
You're
like,
fucking lame.
Yeah, dude. I remember.
I'm an alpha wolf. Shut the fuck up.
And it's got like the wolf in the woods and shit. And it's like, oh my god, don't do this. Don't do this. Don't mistake my kindness for weakness. I'm like trapped inside my own mind or some shit like that.
It's fucking weird.
That's like some midlife crisis type shit right there.
That's 100% what it is, or whatever life crisis. You're somebody like who hurt you type shit.
Yeah. I mean, there's one thing to like. The one thing I've always told myself about social media, like sometimes it's appropriate to post something, especially if it's meaningful or whatever the case may be. But like your real personal business is nobody else's business. And you don't need to go out there and post anything cryptic and everybody's like, oh, because then it's like becoming like a soap opera. Then you start engaging with it and shit like, and then you kind of mock yourself in that manner. It's like, hey, I'm feeling a certain way. Oh, but people are engaging with me. Let me keep doing it.
Well,
You know?
it's the dopamine hits.
Yeah, and it's
I do it when I post something on like my comedy Instagram shit. It's like, oh fuck, like, oh, let's see how this fucking video does, or this reel, whatever you want to call it. And then you see the likes and the comments come in, and it's like, ooh, I need more of those. You know, it's fucking weird. Like, it sucks because I have to be on it. I wish I wasn't having to be on it, but having to be on it causes you to be on it more. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just wish we could just take the internet down for real.
well,
For like 6 months. Well, it's gonna take longer than 6 months for some of these motherfuckers to get off the addiction, but
yeah, no, I would say like maybe a year, and I'm cool with that. It's funny you bring that up. I was earlier today. I was playing through the new DLC in Borderlands 4. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Long story short, at the end of the DLC, you save a young man, and he's teaching somebody, and that game is all jokes and humor. And he was like, what are you going to show me? He was like, what is social media? And he was like, oh, nothing you need. He was like, just an endless pit of, bottomless void of nothingness. He was like, it's nothing you need to know about. And, the game developers are poking fun at, because we all know it. We all know how toxic and just draining social media can be. I think I saw something online this week where there was a young lady somewhere over in a European country. She's some big influencer over there, and she killed herself. She committed suicide, which is horrible because of, I guess, all the pressure from her image on social media or whatever the case may be. And then you got all these young people.
I've been seeing a lot of that stuff. Like, what's her name? Recently, adult film actress, Riley Reid or whatever. I guess she's saying like her kid is like having to deal with all the stuff because of what she did prior to. It's like, I mean, you gotta think, if you put this stuff out there on the internet, most likely it's gonna be there for until the internet is no longer. So if you're fucking if you have kids, you have a family, they're gonna grow up eventually, and their friends are gonna be like, "Hey, didn't your mom used to blah blah blah?" Same thing with it makes it weird that all these people, when they're doing this stuff, when they're doing the adult film stuff, they're like, "Oh yeah." I'm not hating on women. I'm just saying, oh, women power. Like don't make what is it like when they're working the street on the corner? What do they call it? Like the proper way of
Well, there's prostitution.
No, not that. That's not the proper way.
I mean,
I was trying not to use that word.
Oh, I mean, well, are you talking about like another term for a prostitute?
Yeah, what the politically correct firm that they call sex workers.
Sex workers. That's not what I thought the answer was going to be.
That's what it is. So, like, don't make fun of sex workers and this, or don't put them down and blah, blah, blah. But then you're upset years later when you're trying to have a family, when you're upset about this. Like, you had to know that this was going to come back. You know what I'm saying? You had to know. I don't feel sorry for you.
Yeah, no, you got to. And again, not everybody thinks the same or comes from the same background or upbringing or whatever the case may be. But when you're going to make a decision like that, especially if in the adult film industry, you kind of know what you're doing.
Well, I have heard stories of some like they get into it and they don't really know because they're like barely 18, which ironically is a category. But
it's wild, bro. It's wild. We might need to save the porn topic for another show.
Yeah, I don't really want to talk about that.
No.
But I've heard stories of a lot of them. They get coerced into doing things, and I get it. Like, you're young, you don't know anything, especially if these people are already in the industry and they figured out how to manipulate young women. But again, once it starts getting on the internet, you kind of understand, like, you're going into this, people are going to know who you are.
Yeah. And then that's why everybody...
And it's going to not be the right kind of people that know who you are.
Yeah, and you got to think about, here, since we're talking about this, it's wild how we're talking about this, but how these things work. One of the creators, or the creator of OnlyFans, died.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
I think last week. And there was some, not controversy around his death. I actually don't know how he died. But I think, what is the number one person on there, on that platform? There's their top, it's Sophia Rain, I think her name
Oh,
is.
yeah. Isn't that, is that the one Rain. Was that the one that did, that was the lady who did like 1,000 dudes or some shit.
No, that's Bonnie Blue.
Whoa,
dude,
you were a little quick with that.
No, I mean,
he was like, no, that's Bonnie Blue.
No, it is.
You got to. I know the name, but you pulled that shit out of your head really quick.
Well, because I know who it is.
It's Bonnie Blue.
Not that I've watched it.
Did you watch it?
No, fuck no, dude. That's some weird shit, dude.
I am glad to say that I do not have any subscriptions to anybody on that platform.
Same here. Preach, brother. No, but that's what
bro. I wish I could make. These motherfuckers are making so much money on that fucking platform, bro. It's insane.
It's actually fucking nuts. But then I was sitting there, and people were commenting, but she posted a comment like, "Oh, may he rest in peace," something along the lines like, "I'm rich because of him," and people were like, "Whoa," like. Well, I mean,
it's not a lie.
It's not a lie, but there was some criticism going in because they were like, people were hating and shit, which is their opinion.
She's telling the truth though.
And so, but then I was
wait, you know what? They're mad because no, I paid my subscription. That's what that is. Like, no, we made you rich.
So, and then somebody commented and they were like, you can be mad at her all you want, but what about the 240 million men or whoever that are subscribed to these platforms? Yeah. So when you said that like barely 18 thing, it just like clicked in my head. Yeah, there's motherfucking creepy ass people out there subscribing to this
stuff. Motherfuckers are out there buying panties from these women.
Yeah, it's
bro. There's a market for motherfuckers, for women to fart in a jar, close the jar up, and fucking sell it to somebody. They'll buy it. And just so they can fucking smell the farts.
It's fucking crazy,
It's
dude.
fucking weird.
There's
a lot of weird shit and the only reason I know about it is because on Your Mom's House, Tom and Christina, they kind of like highlight the weird shit that's out there, and they've had these people who on their show that do it. Like, they'll be like, they'll request the panties with like they didn't wipe their ass that day or some shit.
No, dude, but there's a lot of weird fetishes out there. But then you think about it, man, there are people that spend their hard-earned money on these things, and then they try to get close to them, engage with these folks, and comment.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff.
I can't.
That's parasocial. That's parasocial shit.
It's wild.
You act like you feel like because you engage with their content so much, you feel like you know them.
I'll tell you this. I'm actually, even me personally, if there's a female streamer, like, and I'll say, I'm not talking about streaming games. I'll talk about like that whole bikini thing or the bathtub stuff or whatever. I don't know. I watch gaming streamers. And I know you do. But there's stuff like that out there, stuff like that, and then the people just thirst in the comments, and it's just like, it's so pathetic, dude.
I think Twitch kind of cracked down on that a lot.
They should.
I don't know about Kick though, but what happens is they get rid of that part. Then that's when they start becoming actual gamers. They're like, I'm gonna play first playthrough of fucking Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah,
fucking like what? It's like, bitch, what are you talking about? But then they'll be in there just fucking with their tits all bunched up together and.
How much health do I have? It's like, well, geez.
I don't know. It's weird.
It's very weird.
And when I do watch like female streamers or women streamers, whatever you want to, I don't know what the proper term. Somebody told me don't call it female one time, and I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? That's the fucking scientific term for it.
Yeah. Don't listen to stupid people, Jared.
Well, I'm not gonna name who the person was, but you know them.
What? All right, go ahead. Keep going.
But I don't know. It was just like, look. I put it this way. I try to be as respectful as I can, even though I may be physically attracted to this person. I'm not gonna go out there and be like, "Yo, I want to fucking slob on your tits."
Can I touch your butthole? Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, dude. But people
I
say
don't.
shit
First
like
of all,
that.
I don't think the Twitch auto mod would fucking let
They
that
will find
go
a way to
through.
put it in there. I'm telling you. And yeah, I was being over excessive for no reason in
Yeah,
particular.
no, that's fine. That's fine. Touch your butthole. You talk a lot about touching buttholes.
No, I don't. No, I don't. And anybody out there listening, if you agree with Jared,
Great Scott!
I'm sorry. But that whole thing is just wild. Like the social media platforms.
I ain't falling for no banana in my tailpipe.
All right, all right. We're done with this. We're done with this.
Shit.
So, what I wanted to kind of touch on next is one of our fellow listeners and viewers and former guests on this show, Epic. He actually sent me a message last night, and here in the general area, and I would say maybe across the country, because he's been experiencing it too, is the weather has been just kind of fucking nuts. All right, it's doing one thing one day, one thing the other. Then we might get a day or two. It's like, hey, it's over, and then it's not. So he sent me this message last night, and please bear with me. It is not overly long, but it's got some information in it. So it says, after doing a bit of research, there was a 217-degree difference this week between Southwest U.S. and Antarctica. That's what's causing the extreme weather. It was 112.
Antarctica or the Arctic Circle?
He just says Antarctica.
Antarctica is the bottom.
Yeah, so I think he's actually that's going to get touched on here a little.
Okay.
That's what's causing the extreme weather. It was 112 in Arizona and California, and it was a negative 105 degrees at the Vostok Russian Research Station in Antarctica, which I would believe would be, the southern portion. The other factor could be the extreme warm temperature of the middle of the Pacific Ocean causing the currents to slow, leading to higher than normal amounts of warm being evaporated into the atmosphere.
The way you're reading that, I can't really understand.
Well, it's a text message.
Okay.
And I know
Go back a little bit. Yeah. Okay. Keep going. I'm sorry.
That was the entire message right there. But here, I'll just go through that once more briefly. This week, there was a 217-degree difference between the Southwest U.S. and Antarctica. That's what's causing the extreme weather. It was 112 in Arizona and California, and it was negative 105 at the Vostok Russian Research Station in Antarctica. The other factor could be from the Pacific Ocean causing the currents to slow, leading to higher than normal amounts of warm being evaporated into the atmosphere.
Of warm what? Warm air? Or wait, warm water?
It actually just says warm, as crazy as it sounds. And
he missed a word there.
He did miss a word. This was, and I was like,
okay.
Are you drinking?
What? First, what would cause, and that's funny phobia. Shout out to you anyway. What would cause the Pacific to slow? I mean, it makes sense. Currents change. So that would, if the currents change, that means temperatures in certain areas would change because, like you said, there's less. That's, again, like we were talking about, meteorology. I don't know. It's just currents change. Wind currents change. Fucking water currents changes. What is it? I can't talk. Thermodynamics.
Yeah.
That's how the weather works. That's pretty much all it is. Cold and warm, they come together. They create steam and condensation, which creates clouds, which creates weather.
Yeah, no, and I'm actually a little disappointed. He's actually not here in the chat this evening with us.
Yeah, it's weird.
To be.
We got Phobia here, but we don't have him here.
What up, Phobe? Hope everything's good with you, buddy.
He said, "Man, you're lucky RJ can read at all.
Jesus,
Let alone read it in a way you can understand. Damn."
It's always good to see you, Phobia. I hope life has been treating you well.
Look, he's only here once every 6 months, but when he's here, he's got something for you.
Yeah, I know. Don't worry. That's why I became. That's why I started streaming in the first place. Hey, Dub, let's watch you fail. It's like, well, I'm not going to fail. Not today. Not today. I've been whooping some ass in Wild Card and Apex. I've been trying to get that elusive 20 bomb. It's eluding me. I got 16 kills the other night. I was very proud of myself.
Let me ask you something. I thought about this the other day. Now that you're on games, you never play, like, you keep giving me, like, these adventure games, like God of War. I'm like, I get it. Everybody loves that game, that series. Maybe because I didn't play it from the beginning, I really don't appreciate it because I didn't enjoy playing it when I was playing it.
Oh man, dude, that game is.
No, it looks great. I just did not have fun playing it. And then you gave me fucking Ep.330. I haven't started it yet. I will. I'm just trying to get in a headspace to fucking. I haven't even fucking finished Ghost of Yote yet.
Well, I will tell you, Expedition 33 is phenomenal.
Yeah, but you don't ever play fucking anything but third-person shooters or first-person shooters.
No, so this is really what it is.
On stream, anyway.
Well, I will say in the last month, I have gotten back into Apex relatively heavy. It wasn't.
No, I see when you stream it, but like, and then the other game you were playing, the John Carpenter thing. I'm like, this is all first person shooters.
Well,
or fucking Fortnite type shit.
No. So the next game I'm actually going to be playing here very shortly is going to be one of two. I am actually thinking about buying Crimson Desert. I am kind of leaning into.
Bro, you're going down a rabbit hole you don't want to. That is a 400+ hour game.
Yeah, I know.
Your fucking OCD of achievements is gonna fuck. You're never gonna fucking come out of the house.
No, I will come out of the house. Well, no. So this is the thing about that game.
It looks good. I've heard mixed reviews about.
My big thing really is the controls. But I also think as well as a seasoned gamer, I'm looking at you, Phobia, because I know you're going to say some smart ass shit. You know, half the people complaining about the controls, they might not necessarily be good at games to begin with. And I don't know what complex controls means because I've played some games with some pretty complex controls.
First of all, the game is. Yes, there should be games developed for every type of player. But I don't think you should be developing if you want to sell a lot of games. Although I think this game sold fucking like 2.2 million copies like in the first day or first weekend it was out or something.
Yeah, which is huge for a game for as being as kind of criticized as it has been. I mean, that says a lot.
Well, but you just talk down on a bunch of people just because they don't fucking play games as much as you do.
No. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is I don't what people were saying about the complex controls makes it sound like there's like a ton of button inputs they have to do like one minor thing. And something I can think about that is relatively not really the best input is Red Dead Redemption 2. You know, those controls in that game for when you're free roaming are fine. Like sprinting and running is fine. But when you're riding on horseback, you got motherfuckers chasing you. You got to hold your button down, scroll through your wheel to find your other weapon. You know, that's a little more layered to a degree. And it's not as point and click and A is to jump,
well, when that game
kind of thing.
When that game came out, I think a lot of the interfaces were similar to that.
Well, a lot of Rockstar's games interfaces are like that, but they've never been perfect, but they're not. They're kind of slightly clunky-ish to a degree.
Of all, I don't like you talking down about Red Dead Redemption.
I'm not talking down about it at all. I'm talking about literally like the control scheme.
I ain't falling for no banana in my tailpipe.
And we do live in a day and age where you can where controllers are modified, and you can probably do certain inputs to make it a little easier for you. But the overall interface of doing certain things while in combat and in action is not as free-flowing as other games is. Like, yeah, I got to hold the bumper. I got to scroll through my wheel to get to my next gun. Other games, hit X 2 times, and then you'll swap to your next gun. You know, that, to me, if people are complaining about like controls being clunky, I hope it's just something as simple as like the fine line between those two things.
We don't know until you play the game. So, and we'll see you in 2 years.
2 years when I have like gray hair. I'll look like Gandalf. I'll have a staff and a horse.
You think I'm joking, bro? 400. That's insane. I'm good.
I'm more than likely not going to get it, or at least anytime soon. But I am kind of curious, just because it's like, all right, you know, I do play games for achievements. This would be probably one of the biggest tasks I've, you know, kind of given myself. Why not? But I would like to kind of play and finish up what I'm playing currently before I make a commitment like that, just so I could commit to it.
In other words, he's never going to play the game, ladies and gentlemen, because this man
Water is good.
rotates back and forth.
Oh, and I'm also going to be probably playing through Hades, which is a roguelike game. Hades 2 is going to be coming out here for Xbox or on Game Pass here in the next month. So you might be seeing me stream that here shortly as well.
I don't know if you saw what I posted on the podcast page.
I did. I was actually going to comment.
Look, Xbox could never.
Well, that's too bad because PlayStation 5 just went up in price, and now Xbox is the cheaper console. So
That's fine.
that's all right.
But
I'm sorry.
Who's sold the most throughout time?
That's okay.
That's all that matters.
Sony's been around longer.
Oh,
PlayStation.
not to mention, sir, PS2 or no, PS3. Was it PS2?
PS2, I think, is the highest selling console of all time.
Highest selling console, but also apparently the best console of all time.
I won't argue with that. I'm not like a Sony hater by any
Splinter
means.
Cell, come on, bro.
Oh, dude, you don't even have to start with Splinter Cell, dude.
I know.
I will argue.
Gran Turismo.
Dude, I will argue with anybody, and I will tell you that this is going to be a hard one for me, because either the Nintendo 64 or the PlayStation 2 have the greatest libraries of any consoles. I think a close third place for me would actually be the Xbox 360.
Ace Combat.
No, there are way too many PlayStation 2 games that is easily, arguably, the greatest console ever made, just because of its vast library.
Game.
All right.
Grand Theft Auto.
And I know people will be like, but the 64, and I'm a diehard Nintendo guy, that is up there as well. But the importance of the PS2 at the time, it came in with the built-in DVD player. It was just revolutionary for the time. So I will say this. I'm a huge Dreamcast guy. I think the Dreamcast kind of...
Exceptionally loud today.
I think the Dreamcast kind of walked so these other consoles could run, in my opinion. Because the Dreamcast did have online capabilities for some games way back in the day, you know, with your dial-up AOL and all that stuff. So, it's definitely one of my favorite consoles, but I have no problem saying the PlayStation 2 is the best console of all time. I don't have a problem saying that at all.
Well, you should, because that's just the truth. Turn myself down too, though.
What do you? Hey, Phobe, let me ask you.
You're loud as shit.
Maybe it's because I'm a loud person. It could be that. Phobe, if you're still here, what do you think the best console is, bud?
I don't think he's still here.
If you left, well, here, even if you're not here, comment in the
YouTube.
on YouTube. Yeah, the comments below. Well, let us know what you think.
Fucking hit the like button. Fuck's sake, man. Like,
Yeah.
These motherfuckers, they comment, but they don't fucking hit the like button.
Just like it. It takes one push. One push.
You take the time to comment, but then you don't fucking hit the like button. That's weird to me.
It takes more time to comment than it is to like.
Yeah.
Here, like it and don't comment. Well, actually, do both
Do both.
Yeah, do both.
And share it.
Do a little bit of engagement
For
with
fuck's
us.
sake.
Do a little bit of engagement with us. That's all that we ask.
That's what runs the algorithms, ladies and gentlemen. Engagement. And if you don't fucking engage, the view doesn't matter shit. I'll be real.
That's okay. That's okay. And I guess before we go, this for this show, there's one other thing I wanted to talk about that I brought up with Jared.
And I'm also talking about RJ. Engage with the fucking shit.
Is that Jared was...
You see how he skipped over that?
So Jared was kind of touching base on this maybe a show or two ago about YouTube and Meta. And basically, a jury found Meta and YouTube negligent in the design or operation of their platforms, producing a bellwether verdict in the first lawsuit to take tech giants to trial for social media addiction. Okay? The plaintiff...
That was Australia, wasn't it?
I don't have the link for the article.
Oh.
I should have done that. I'm sorry.
I think I saw something similar to that, but yeah, I think that was And they only got fined like fucking, it was like $3 million. I was like, that ain't shit.
Yes, so the plaintiff identified in court by her initials, KGM, was awarded $3 million in compository damages, finding Meta 70% responsible for harm caused to the now 20-year-old and YouTube responsible for 30%. So,
well, we should fucking all sue these motherfuckers.
Yeah, I would think, and I wish I had a little more details about it.
I don't think that would go over in the United States, though. I don't think you'd have I don't think you could win a case like that. Maybe a class action lawsuit, but I think it'd be because I'm pretty sure that was Australia. I read briefly over it. I'm really not a fan of Zuckerberg. I'm not a fan of none of these motherfuckers, bro. Yeah, they're weird. They're fucking weird.
They're all weird. Yeah, it is funny you say that. Like the social media is created by a guy that looks very antisocial. You know.
Well, apparently that it was created. There was I forgot how they did it, but it was like a rate girls, at whatever schools, college or whatever there was. It was like rate this person, like, and that's where the idea came from, and they fucking created. That's where they created Facebook, and it was like rate these girls, like how hot do you think they are, and then that's why it started in colleges first, because like you could only be like you had to be out of college to get on there and blah blah. Blah. That's where it originally came from.
Yeah, no, that much I do know, and I was actually very anti-social media for a long time.
We all were,
but now here we are.
Yeah, fucking. Ugh.
You are absorbing us through your phone, through some sort of audio. We are stuck in it. We're intertwined in it. And you can catch us anywhere you get your podcasts. That is Apple Music, Spotify, all that good stuff.
Yeah, as you were saying that, I was like, damn, we're part of the problem.
Yeah, we are a part of the
not
problem.
a huge part, because we don't get any fucking views anyway, but hey, whatever.
It's all right. Don't worry. Catch us every Monday at 9 a.m. sharp for the visual on YouTube, and every Saturday around 6:30 p.m.ish here on Twitch. And Jared, I love doing the show with you, and we're going to keep doing it. Why not? Why not, brother?
Why not? I don't know what I was going to say. I guess see you next week.
An hour? What am I supposed to do with the mad scientist for an hour?
You know, tamper in God's domain.
Deuces.
Love you, Paul.
Hit you so hard you won't see nothing ever.